you said something about divorce, being a failure. And one of the things that I definitely tell people is that, yeah, it is maybe a thought that you are a failure, but it is not a fact that you are a failure. You are only thinking when you get divorced that you have failed, but it is not a fact, because divorce, at least from my perspective, is an opportunity for personal discovery, and personal growth. And that if you continue to think that you have failed, then the result you are going to get in your life is that you're going to be a failure, in your divorce. And so your thoughts are directly correlated to the results that you're getting. But as soon as you shift and rescript that thought of I'm a failure, and I mostly see that thinking in my male clients versus my female clients, because there is definitely kind of some weight, like societal pressure, that has been based off of like an older traditional, man versus woman
Mhm.
identity that says that, a man has failed if he hasn't been the provider or the caretaker, or etc. And also maybe just, again, it's not foolproof, because do have women clients that also feel like they have failed. Till death do us part is obviously a commitment that people take very seriously. And if it's anything under death do us part, they feel like a failure. But it really is shifting the script. And so I really challenge people to rethink, to say, like, are you really a failure? Like, really? Are you a failure? Can you celebrate all the amazing things that happen in your marriage? You have 2 children. Is that considered a failure? No, that is a celebration. That's an amazing thing that you two did together. There might be points in your marriage where, things weren't so, warm and fuzzy, and that led to you not being together. But, I challenge that idea of divorce as failure, because it really does, it just doesn't allow for people to heal.
I agree with you. I completely agree with you. I'm on your side.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, and I'm 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 talking to the person who's in the moment. So they feel in the moment, they feel like they're a
Healing.
failure.
Yes, that makes
As
sense.
I was going through divorce, I felt like a failure the whole time. Sitting in court,
Yeah.
how the hell did I get here? I'm a failure.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm speaking to.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is, in any emotion, there is a nugget inside of it. There is gold inside of that. There's wisdom there, and deep, deep wisdom. And I agree. I don't want to jump to trying to mine that wisdom until you've really felt that depth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, go down to that depth. I've been so deep and dark and all of those places. But if you keep mining that, um, there's, like I said, there's that gold. What I realized is that I had this fear of, I think I mentioned this earlier when we were talking, of being irrelevant and disposable. And that's just deep, 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 um, um, almost, what's the word I'm looking for? It's, anyway, it's a deep wound. And healing that wound changes your life, it changes your perspective, but you can't get there until you go to that place. So I think the first step is acknowledging what you're going through, what I'm feeling. And don't, I think the reason I'm personally, I'm still struggling to talk about this work, because I don't know necessarily how to speak to men about emotions at a marketing level, at a level here. I think, I don't know that the conversation's ready to be had at such an overt level. And being able to, I think, when I was going through it anyway, and I know a lot of other men, we just want to wallpaper over that wing of the house and never speak of it again. But that's, that's not realistic. And that's how you get into sitting on the couch and drinking your problems away. You're not taking action. So the work I'm trying to do is acknowledge that exists. First of all, that's the very first step. And then you got to feel it. There's no way to to avoid it.
Yeah.
And only once you do that are you able to start diving into that and finding what those gems are. You're not irrelevant. You're not disposable. Existential dread. That's what I was thinking of. This deep existential dread that you don't matter, that you're here and your only purpose is as an ATM or every other weekend kind of dad. And what I'm trying to argue is you're not that. You're more than that. You have a deep inherent value by being a dad and being there for your kids.